This video gives you a step-by-step process for adjusting the New Leader G4 Series fan frame. Always think safety first. Before beginning this adjustment and working on any equipment, always be sure to wear protective eyewear and use the proper tools. You should also thoroughly clean the entire unit to minimize any potential contamination. If questions do arise, please contact your local dealer or New Leader Product Support at 1-800-363-1771. This procedure should be completed with the engine off and the spinners at a complete stop. Remove the ignition keys to ensure the engine cannot be started while making these measurements. New Leader spreaders are shipped from the factory with or without the spinner assembly installed. Whether the spinner assembly is installed at the dealership or at the factory, the measurements should be reviewed prior to performing spread pattern testing. A properly adjusted fan frame assembly is critical for proper performance. Before beginning the adjustment procedure, make sure the spinner frame does not rock from side to side by grabbing one of the spinner discs and attempt to move it up and down. If it moves up and down, loosen the 4 center guide pin bolts and allow the pin to come down. After tightening the 4 bolts, move the spinner frame forward and back with the jack. If any binding appears, loosen the front or rear bolts as necessary and allow the pin to center itself and retighten to make sure the spinner assembly is squarely mounted on the spreader. Remove the upper spinner guard by removing the mounting bolts. This is not necessary, however, this will make it easier to take the proper measurements. With the upper spinner guard removed, measure from the spinner mounting bracket that sits on the sill to the rear of the sill on both sides. This distance should be approximately 9 7/8 inches on each side. Also check to make sure that the spinner assembly is centered by measuring diagonally from the spinner disc mounting bolt to the chain shield on each side. These 2 dimensions should be the same. If either dimension is incorrect, loosen the 4 1/2-inch bolts that secure the spinner assembly, reposition and tighten. Be sure to recheck the measurements. Next, make sure the material divider is properly installed over the spinner assembly. The divider mounting tab should be flush with the end of the sills on both sides. Now, measure diagonally from the divider to the spinner hub on both sides. These 2 dimensions should be the same. Again, if either dimension is incorrect, loosen the 2 3/8-inch bolts that secure the material divider, reposition and tighten. The measurements should once again be rechecked. Finally, make sure the hillside divider, if equipped, is properly installed. The rear of the hillside divider should be centered over the material divider. The front of the hillside divider should be centered over the conveyor and a measurement taken from each side of the divider to the chain shields. These 2 measurements should be the same. Remember, regular maintenance and adjustments are key to the longevity of your equipment. To keep your equipment running smoothly and efficiently, always use genuine New Leader replacement parts. New Leader parts are made from the finest materials and meet high exacting standards. If questions do arise, please contact your local dealer or New Leader Product Support at 1-800-363-1771.